What's up, guys? My name is Dwanique Smith, and this is Artist to Artist. Today, I have a very special guest, Mr. Gary Swindell. Everyone, give it up for him. Woo!
Hey there.
How are you?
I am doing amazing, Dwanique. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you for coming. Why are you doing so amazing? Tell me what the Lord done did for you.
Listen, we just dropped an album last week, so I am doing amazing. Hit number 3 on the gospel charts and number 25 in all genres. So I'm still on cloud 9.
Only God can do it. Come on now.
Only God.
So, speaking of your album, Live from Whitaker Street, tell me how that all came about.
It's based on this street that I grew up on for my church. I was a part of my home church for 29 years, and everybody talks about like Azusa Street. A lot of people don't know that was happening all over the country in different places. And so the street for us was Whitaker Street, and that was the church I grew up in called Pentecostal Miracle Deliverance Center. My pastor at that time, we saw the dead raised. Like I saw the dead raised with my eyes. I saw limbs grow back. I saw demons cast out, like all that stuff I saw. And I was in the midst of a huge revival growing up. They switched to another building, and that building was abandoned for years. And just 4 years ago, it became a performance space. And we were the first gospel people in there. So yeah, live from Whitaker Street. That's where it's
Look at
basically
God.
saying the revival isn't done.
Isn't done. Amen. And it's just very interesting to me because a lot of things like growing up in the church literally plays out later in life or has something to do with the type of person you become.
Yeah.
So like I can only imagine what kind of feeling you had being able to be the first.
First of all, it felt like I was at home because I grew up in there, but to know that we were the first gospel act there, it was just it felt like we were bringing something to that venue. Actually, it felt like we were, christening it, as you can say.
Come on. So like did were there people there from your childhood who also grew up in that church? Tell me about
Yeah.
that.
So of course we invited people there, but I invited people from my home church there, and so that was all of our first time being in that room, in probably about 15 years. That was
Wow.
our first time being in there, and so it was so nostalgic. We remember where we were prayed for. We remember where we sang in the youth choir, and so just to be in that space was it was amazing. It was life changing.
Does that church still exist to this day and it's just a different location?
Yes, it's called PMDC, Pentecostal Miracle Deliverance Center. It still exists to this day, just in a different location.
Whoa, that's dope.
Yeah.
So tell me this. So you said as a younger boy, you got to see the dead raised, like rise again. Tell me, like, how old were you and what was that experience like? Were you freaked out?
So the first time I saw it was I was about 9. I was definitely freaked out then.
Yeah.
Um, the second time I was a little bit older. I was 14, and it was Y2K. How old are you, Dwanique?
I'm 25.
25. Okay, so you were young, but you were alive when Y2K was happening, and they
Uh-huh.
thought the world was going to shut down. And this was New Year's Eve night going into Y2K. So everybody was in church all over the world because they was like, if Jesus is coming back, we're gonna be here. And so and then this woman, she was about, I guess at that time she had to been in her 70s. In the midst of church, she died, like not passed out, like they were calling the ambulance. But even watch this, even before they called the ambulance, she had already died and nobody paid attention because my pastor was up preaching. And my pastor, I remember it, Dwanique, like it was yesterday. She was looking ahead and God told her that the lady died. So she was preaching and she stopped preaching and was like, Evangelist Mason. And everybody looked behind her. They were like, oh, and everybody started screaming. And she was like, don't scream. She was like, y'all go call the ambulance, but we're going to bring her back. And she walked back there and brought this lady back to life with the power of Jesus. And I was like, when I tell you, I don't even shout like that, Ronnie. When I tell you, we shouted all over that building.
Oh my.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
So your bishop's a woman.
Yes, that's
Okay.
why she went home to be with the Lord 2 years ago.
Oh,
But
oh,
yeah,
bless
so
her heart.
her name was Dr. Idel Cheever.
Wow, are there some videos? Listen, I need to see. Obviously I don't want to see her come back to life. Well, that would be dope. But I'm just like, is there some videos of her preaching online or anything that we can? Child, let me go. You
Yes.
about to be my friend after this interview, okay?
She was a powerhouse. She was um we're in the deep South. I'm in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
And she was doing this in the 60s and 70s as a Black woman. She had one of the first
Oh,
radio shows as a Black woman who that reached all the way up to New York. She had the first TV show because our church used to be on TV. Like this is before Bishop Jakes, all that. She had a TV show as a Black woman in the early 80s. Like she was a pioneer. She was a part of Black history in Georgia. It was an honor for her being my spiritual mom.
wow.
Yeah.
So how what gosh, I'm like, take it away.
Yeah.
Because even still now, women get backlash for doing things in the church. So was there anything that you ever experienced watching her being able to lead her flock? Like,
Oh, and see, I grew up in the 80s, so I still, 70s had just ended. So it was still, like I said, we're deep South. So not only was it, the Black thing, it was the men against women thing. I remember her not being allowed to preach in certain places. I remember us going places and she would be humble enough to still speak. They wouldn't let her on the platform. I remember being in places where they would call her evangelist Cheever instead of Pastor Cheever because that's who she was. And back then, and I'm not even that much older than you, Dwanique, but back then it
how
was,
old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay,
So
I was thinking around
it
there.
was a running rumor, and this isn't even biblical, but it was a running rumor amongst churches that if you're a woman preacher, that you would get tuberculosis. I don't know where they got it from till that day, but like preachers used to be like, "Oh, she's gonna get tuberculosis and all that kind of stuff." It was so crazy.
First of all, what is tuberculosis? I know I sound goofy.
It's like a blood disease that affects your body. All that kind
Oh,
of stuff. Yeah, it hadn't. I don't even know where that rumor came from. It'd been around for like years, but
yeah.
yeah, it was dumb.
So anyone who has tuberculosis, I'm praying for you. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny, but golly.
It was wild. It was wild back
Um,
then.
did you have your mommy and your dad in your life?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
My father just passed. He just passed 4 years ago now. So but yeah, they've been in my life my whole life.
So who made this decision? Like, let's go under the woman bishop. Did your dad, was he the type who like led the house and was like, we're going here? God said, let's go here.
So here's the thing. My parents met. They weren't saved at the time. They both got saved under Pastor Cheever, and they were like, "We gonna stay right here. We gonna stay right
Dope,
here."
dope. So after they ended up getting saved, did they and I know we're supposed to be talking about you, but
No, go for it.
this all plays into you. Did
Yeah.
they end up going into ministry after being saved and going under her leadership, or did this just all kind of start with you?
It pretty much started with me. So, I mean, now my father was the minister of music there up until the day he passed. So,
Come
35
on.
years as the minister of music there. My mom, she's a missionary still there. She's still a missionary there. So they went throughout the ministry doing a whole bunch of stuff. My mom's always been kind of over the outreach ministry, feeding the homeless and stuff like that. So they do ministry. They didn't go into like pastorship, but they're strong in ministry.
Wow, that's amazing. So, who was your biggest influence? Not as a singer or as a musician or an artist, but who is your biggest influence as far as like preaching? Like, who do you go to listen to? Because the first time I ever encountered you, I heard you preach, and I was like, "This man in our business." I looked at my boyfriend. I said, "Child," because I wasn't gonna go to church that day. I said,
Wow.
"He in the business."
And
We
that was a
talked
great night.
ever. It was a great night.
That was a great it's so many, Dwanique. So preachers will tell you, if preachers are honest with you, they'll tell you you go through seasons. So,
Mm-hmm.
my first season was of course hearing my leader, but then my early teens, it was Bishop Jakes all day because that's when he took off Women
Mm-hmm.
Without Roots. And then I went through a crazy Bishop Noel Jones phase.
Mm-hmm.
He was so intellectual. And then I went through because then when I went to college, I was big on politics and all that kind of stuff. So I went through a crazy Jamal Bryant phase,
Oh
like a
yeah.
crazy, like, and so all those started shaping me. But then in my 20s, I discovered the message of grace. And so Joseph Prince, Creflo Dollar went the Grace route, and so they really kind of just became some of my favorite preachers. But yeah, I'm a Jake's kid all day.
That's what's up. So like, would you agree that and I don't know because I'm a little bit younger, but do you feel that like Pastor Mike Todd is like today's Jake's? Like I know Jake's is still like around, but like a lot of how you said that you started listening to him in your 20s. I'm in my 20s and like probably like 1920,
Yeah,
I discovered Pastor Michael Todd and he's
I can see that. I can the way he's affecting a whole generation.
yeah,
The way his voice is really just raising a generation. I think you can say that. I mean,
yeah.
he's a genius. He's on time with his word. It's relevant, and he's looking to get. The thing I love about Bishop Jakes is he looked to get in different things, TV, movies, and Mike Todd is getting ready to. He's getting into those things. So
Mhm.
I think he's amazing. All the
Yeah.
new preachers, Mike Todd, Darius Daniels, like people like him, they're amazing.
Even Tim Ross, I love Tim Ross. I really, really want to meet him one day too. He's dope.
Yes, he's
I love his
amazing.
way of thinking. So, who now that we got your influences, ministry wise and speaking wise, who are some of your musical inspirations? It could be gospel and non-gospel. Tell me what you grow up listening to.
So here's the thing: even though my parents were in the church, they were actors, and my dad
Mhm.
was in stage plays. So I grew up listening to all type of music, and my dad was a jazz singer, opera singer. So I grew up listening. My inspirations originally weren't gospel, and a lot of people were like, "What?" My inspirations growing up were like Sarah Vaughan and
Mhm.
Etta James, and but on the opera side, Pavarotti and people like that. So, and then I kind of moved into gospel. Of course, Fred Hammond. Of course, I'm probably the biggest Dietrich Haddon fan ever.
For
Like
real.
the biggest Dietrich Haddon fan ever. And then of
You
course like
worked
the
with,
Winans. Say it again.
have you ever got to work with him or meet him?
I haven't. And here's
Yes.
the thing, Dwanique. I know so many people that know him, but I literally tell them, don't introduce us. I want to meet him like through the business, through music. I
Mm-hmm.
really have people that know him, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I want it to be like an actual interaction, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Like
Um,
you walk Walmart. Hey.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. Then secularly, definitely Beyonce. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. But then I love like country music. So I'm a huge country music fan. So like Tim McGraw, Leanne Rhymes.
Yes.
Those are my people.
Yeah. So when I was listening to your album, I was like, he don't just listen to gospel because I'm kind of the same way. Like all of my music, it doesn't just sound like just straight gospel. And
Yeah.
I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, what song was it? Uh it's the second track.
We put
It's
everything in there. As it is in heaven.
Yes, bro, that song is crazy. And it reminded me, like part of the beginning part reminded me of like early 2000s, like we're going down, down in the early around.
Yes. So
I
I'm big on rock and roll too, like 80s rock and
was
roll.
yes,
So when we started with that, like
yeah,
I love it. I love it.
man. So who do you think is one of your favorite like rock and roll artists?
Oh wow. That's gonna be tough. So I am a huge all right, so and for your fans, just hear me, it's musical. I'm a huge like Led Zeppelin fan. Um
Yes.
like I'm
Now,
big.
are y'all extra churchy folk? Calm down.
Yeah, just it's the music. They are so genius. Guns and Roses. I grew up on like Guns and Roses,
Yes.
people like that. But then also like old rock, like the Beatles.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
I'm huge on those.
Journey.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I could talk about them all day. I'm a rock and roll baby.
Yeah, man, that's dope. What do you think? Okay, so what is your favorite track? Like I know like artists, we sometimes go through like moments and times or seasons, if you will, where we're
Yeah.
like, this is my baby, this is my favorite one on the project, and then like 2 hours later we're like, no, 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 this is the one though. So
Right.
right now in this moment, what is your baby like? Who's the one you're holding near and dear right now?
On my album,
Yes.
Hey Jesus, easily.
Oh,
Hey,
that song is crazy. That's
it's
the
got
last
like
one.
that 60s vibe. Hey Jesus. It's got my sister Laura Johnson on there. That's my favorite song right now. I listen to it every day.
That one is so fun too. Like when that one came on and you're like, all right, y'all enjoyed these singers. I was like, come on now. Come on. So how long did it take you to write these songs?
Actually, okay, so some of them are like 8 years old. Like Manifestation Chant is like 8 to 9 years old.
Really?
Um, and I never thought I was going to do it until it was time. So, Dwanique, I'm actually telling you this for the first time. A lot of people don't know this. We have another album totally written. I thought that was going to be the first album.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the album. And God was like, nope, I need you to work on something else and we're going to get to that. And so we started putting stuff together. I got some of my brothers together. We started compiling songs. And so after the songs that were written like 8, 9 years ago, most of them are written like they were written within like that month. So these songs are like 3, 4 years old.
Wow. That's amazing. And it is, don't you hate, like, I don't know about you, but me, like, God's been giving me songs for years. I have over 80 songs. I'm not even, like, not being dramatic. I have over 80 songs. And from the summer of 2022 and last year, I counted at the end of 2023, I had
Yeah.
47 songs that were just written. And I was like, God's giving me all these songs, but I feel like I don't have the resources to get them all out. So why are you giving me all these songs if I ain't gonna be able to put them out? So did you have a time where you were just like, okay, it's probably not gonna happen because there's probably some other artists out there who are feeling like God has given me this, but I'm not able to release it. Why am I not able to release it right now?
Now here's the thing. The only thing I'll say to that is for me, I always knew they were going to come out. I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't know when. And what I did in the meantime was I ministered them in my local city. So like one of the reasons why the album is doing so well is because everybody in Savannah, they've been hearing these songs for like 6, 7 years. And so I told myself they may not come out in the world, but they're gonna come out somewhere. And so we've been singing them, we've been ministering them. And yeah, it's changed my city. It's changed my local area. And so it actually, like I said, it helped us. So I would even encourage artists to, even think about, even if you don't record them yet, try them out in your city. See
That's
how they
dope.
work. So you'll already have that fan base that's already listened to it. And what you do, you just tell people, you say, all right, now, hey, that I put this in everywhere. If I'm doing a new song, that's already copywritten. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody will steal it. But
I'll be
yeah,
slick.
yeah, you have to do that because people
I
will do
know. Child, I know because and I thank you for saying that too because so I my project was supposed to be released
it. Okay.
last year and then again the beginning of last year and just recently in November we ended up having the Exposed Experience, my concert,
Nice.
and the project wasn't out, right? And so like a lot of people were like, you can't do it because you're at projects. And I'm like, why not? God told me to do it. And they're like, well, you must not be hearing from God because he ain't gonna tell you to do it if the project's not done. I'm like, I'm gonna go forth with what God told me to do.
Yes.
And when I tell you that after I did it, I felt a release for myself. And
Yes.
so thank you for saying that. That felt like confirmation for real, for real.
Yeah, you can't sit on those songs. I've learned that. You can't, they have to come out, or songs are like milk. They'll spoil in you. You have to
Mm,
you have to release them.
wow. Wow. Spoil like milk. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, you got to get them out of you, or you'll start getting bitter. I told somebody, I'm gonna be honest with you, even in this process took 4 years because we're an indie album. And I told my team, I said, listen, we're getting this album out because you'll start becoming bitter, almost to the point where I started hearing albums come out and I was like, oh, I don't like it. And I had to say, no, I love this. I'm just becoming bitter because I'm
Bitter
holding this
inside. No.
song. Yeah, you start looking at people that you love, like, oh, that album wasn't everything. And I had to pause and be like, no, that album was amazing. You just need to get your stuff out.
Yeah, yeah. So do you feel like maybe it builds a jealousy within you too?
Easily.
Yeah,
Not on purpose, but just as human beings, because
yeah,
you know you have something that you need. And that's why you really can't hold on to stuff long. You gotta let stuff go. You have to birth things out, or yeah, you'll become naturally jealous.
wow. I like that you're being honest about it.
Oh yeah.
Because other people they'd be like, no, I was, or I'm so happy for Jake down the street, knowing dang well inside you, like, man, my project must be out before it is.
Oh, it's so many people that I was like, now wait a minute, wait a minute. And then you start asking God, now wait a minute now. But God's
Yeah,
like, you just gotta release it. You can't hold on to if you start feeling that bitterness, usually that's the time to tell you you need to go ahead and get that stuff out now.
yeah. So do you feel like no, I'm not even gonna ask that right now. I'm not gonna ask it. So what did you study in college? Because you told me you went to college and you said you
So
politics and
I originally went to the school called Savannah College of Art and Design and
mm-hmm.
studied musical engineering and production. So that's my actual trade. Had a full ride scholarship there. And then I left from there and went to a school called Georgia Southern and studied business administration. I didn't finish, but I also had some theological training in theology school. I'm probably going to go back and finish. I ended up going into ministry and traveling and stuff. So I wasn't able to finish, but I do plan to go back. I do plan to go back.
Have you ever went out the country like for ministry?
So I went out the country in high school because I was in a jazz band,
Mm-hmm.
and we toured Asia for 2 weeks. We had a full tour, so that was my first tour. But for ministry, my church that I grew up in, we have a church in Jamaica, and I tell people not like on the beach, not the nice part of Jamaica,
I'm
like
about to say hello
real Jamaica where they live in like 10 houses and
now.
it's a very poor neighborhood and my pastor sent me there for about a week and a half to do my first ministry tour, like just seeing what it was looking like, seeing how they lived, but seeing how they loved God. I mean, they were so hungry for God. And so
Mm.
I was there for about a week and a half at a conference, and that was amazing. It changed my life.
What would you say is like one of the biggest things that you learned while being out there doing ministry in Jamaica?
At that time, I learned I wasn't hungry for God like I thought. I
Mm.
mean, these people walked miles every night just to come to church, had to walk miles back. And Jamaica, a lot of people don't know, is one of the scariest, toughest places. The parts we go to, like I said, with the beach and stuff, those are heavily guarded. But the actual parts of Jamaica is very dangerous. People get
Mm.
taken. So for them to have the faith to travel, like I said, some 5, 6 miles just to come to church, walking. And then we weren't getting out of church till like 1, 2 a.m. They have to walk back in the pitch black dark. I was like, oh wait, I'm not hungry at all. Like this is hunger. This is real hunger.
Where they be getting taken to, like sex trafficked
Oh
taken or
yes, it's
oh
huge.
my goodness.
It's huge. Sex trafficking, believe it or not, stealing organs is a huge thing there. So it's dangerous, but they had faith. They had
I want
faith.
to when your church going to get I know you're like it's dangerous. I don't want to go. No,
I think everybody should experience
I
it.
want to go. Like I'm not even talking. I ain't even been to the beach part yet, but I want to go there first. When
I'm
y'all going
telling you.
in?
Now, I mean, I don't go to the church anymore, but I can ask. They'll let you come. But
Shoot, let me know. I'm trying to go.
listen, it was.
But
I
I don't know
needed that
about a whole week.
experience.
They go a whole week every time. Oh Jesus.
I needed you. I'm telling you, it changes the way you look at ministry. Though you really sit there and like, oh wait, I really wasn't doing anything. Like this is real ministry.
I'm gonna be texting y'all from Jamaica, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't have kept it. These people say I don't love Jesus for real.
But I've
No,
met some of my like closest friends though. Like to this day, like they are great brothers and sisters of mine.
for real.
Yes.
That's what's up. So, where's somewhere that you want to go? Like, if someone right now, if someone's watching this right now, and they're like, I want to book Gary Swindell, and you get 5 options just laid in front of you. The money's right. your flights is taken care of, your management going, your band going. Where you going?
Oh, we going to London. Easy.
For sure.
Easy.
London got that money.
And the hunger there is a real movement of God in London. Like it's especially with people your age, Dwanique, like you would love it there. Their hunger for God right now is out of this world. Like I've met a few of them, just like them reaching out to me, and I told them, I'm coming. When I eat, they don't even. I told them if I get the money, they don't even have to bring me. I just want to go because the hunger.
Come on now.
Is so strong. I love going places where people are hungry for God. Like that's my heart.
That's what's up. That's dope. So we're gonna take a little break from the questions. I got a little game for you. I actually have a couple of games for you.
Okay.
The first one I'm gonna play is it's kind of like scrambled, but you're not gonna see the words. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout letters to you, and what it is I'm gonna give you letters from your album.
Okay.
And whenever I give you the letters, you're gonna have time to think about it, and then you're gonna start singing the song, and then you're gonna tell us the title. Does that make sense?
Okay, cool.
So, like, for example, if I was like, let's say there's a song called Dog, and I was like, OGD. Oh, well, you're probably gonna think God, but that was not a good example.
I was singing first, like there was a farm who had a dog, and bingo was his, and I'd say bingo.
Yeah, and you'd be like, the word was dog. The name of the song is Dog. You feel me?
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the letters starting now.
Okay.
HN. You cheating? What you looking at?
Oh no, I'm thinking that. I'm looking down. I'm thinking.
Okay.
That's I already know it.
No, let me finish. Dang, you gonna mess. See there? It be people like you to mess up my game. It's H for the people, since you already know. But HNITIB.
Yeah. Inhabit this temple.
Yeah.
Live here in this moment designed just for you. That's Inhabit. That's one of my favorites.
That song is so dope. Like, so how did you come up with that song? What were you doing when that came to you?
Oh, that's another one that's probably like 7 years old. We were doing a college night, and I told my team, I said these songs not young enough. Like I said, let's write something for these young people just like to really vibe to.
Yeah.
And then I said, I want to describe worship in a way they can understand. And God was like, if I live in worship, that means you are designing a moment just for me. And I was like, woo, okay, because he says, I inhabit the praises. So you design a moment for God. That's how important worship is. So we started saying, live here in this moment designed just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you because you said you were in college when you wrote this?
Oh no. I was like 6 years ago, but we were going to sing at a college. And I told the team, I want something a little younger. The songs, for some reason, the songs mid 2000s, they just didn't really pull in young people. So I said, we need something young.
Yeah. And right now everybody trying to do something young. But no, that song is crazy. And I think it's interesting how you started that whole album with that song. I was like, whoa, this is different. And then you literally said they don't start the album. Like, I was like, man, this man crazy. Because let me tell you, I tried to wait up. Like, I'm a teacher, and then I'm a teacher outside of being a teacher. So like I teach voice lessons outside of school. And so I'm like, I'm gonna wait up and I'm gonna wait till midnight to listen to this album. Well, I fell asleep because I'm kind of old and I'll be tired.
I get that.
I woke up at 3 a.m. It's kind of ghetto. Every morning Jesus want to talk to me at 3. So I woke up at 3, did my little stuff, and then I grabbed my AirPods and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this album. I'm sitting there doing this the whole time, trying to not wake up the house. Wow. Your band was crazy. Your singers were crazy. Your pen is crazy.
Wow. I really appreciate that. Wow. That makes you feel good.
Yeah. And then like you have one of the best voices I've ever heard in my life.
Wait a minute, Dwanique.
I'm so serious. Like your tone, sick.
Wow. Your tone, sick. I really appreciate that. Seriously. I really appreciate that.
And I'm not just saying that because you're on here, but like one day, so me and my boyfriend, we've been kind of off and on for 3 years. And he always would bring you up and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then finally one day I heard you, I'm driving and he started playing something. I'm like, who is that? He said, I've been trying to tell you him for years. This is Gary Swindell. He was like, he used to be over there with the Spirit and Truth people. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he cold. And then I just went about my business. And so when he said you was coming, I said, I wonder if he could sing for real in real life.
And here's the thing, I barely got to sing that night because I was preaching.
Hey, you preached a good word, and then you did sing real. I was like, yo, he's dope. Like,
that's so funny.
You cold.
Wow,
So,
I really appreciate that, Dwanique.
No problem. Like, that's my truth, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow. I believe in tone. I believe in tone.
And no, who else got a crazy tone is Kira Daphne.
That's my sister. She's amazing.
She's probably my favorite female artist right now.
Really? Like, I get that. I get that. And her pen.
And worship her. Like, just yeah, she was at the worship gathering this past September with Josh Hurt. Do you know who Josh Hurt is?
Yes, yes. And
crazy. She's bomb.
She's got energy out of this world. I love Kira.
Yes, and then it's like, you know how some people are like so spiritual to where it's like too far to where you can't, like, the people can't understand. She's like the perfect balance of like, she's it, like, she dope. So the next scrambled up word is, there's 2 words.
Okay.
Okay. OSRNTG. That's the first word.
Okay.
Next word is HGUONE.
Do it one more time. It's on my album?
Yeah. First word. 2 words. First word. OSRNTG.
Oh, okay. I know.
This is my favorite one.
I know. Strong enough. You are strong enough. Strong enough. You stand alone. I love Strong Enough. So I actually didn't write that one.
Who wrote that?
One of my best friends, my brother, his name is Antoine Smalls. He is probably, I've been telling people, one thing you'll find out, Dwanique, is down here, I'm probably surrounded by some of the greatest songwriters of all time. And people just, I believe it. He wrote Strong Enough. I was a part of his group. We had a group called Life Worthy. I'm gonna sing you this. I'm gonna sing you our song. We had a group called Life Worthy, and he was over it. And I told him, I was like, he's actually the vocal director too of this whole album. His name is Antoine Smalls. And I was like, bro, I need a song. And it was another song that he wouldn't let me have. He said, Gary, I got a song for you. And that song, I didn't know it was gonna take off like that. I didn't know. That was our first single we released. But that song healed me because that song came out. I believe we released that maybe 2 months after my father passed. So that song for me really healed me during that season.
Dope. And it's interesting that, you know, you brought up your dad's passing. Like, this isn't the equivalent or anything like that, so I'm not comparing, but this whole week that song's been on replay. And this whole last year, actually this date of last year, I lost a child. I was carrying and my baby passed.
Wow.
And all week I'm like, I've been telling my boyfriend, like, man, like, it's the anniversary coming up. The anniversary's coming up. And I just kept playing that song, and that song literally got me through. So it's interesting that, you know, your father's passing, that song brought you out. Come on, Mr. Small now.
Listen, now the I will not be overtaken part. I tell people neither one of us wrote that. I heard that in a dream. So a lot of times, like, God will give me songs in dreams.
Yes, and you wake up singing it.
And I wake up singing it, and it'll be a full dream. So I saw us on stage, and I literally heard us singing, "I will not be overtaken." And I woke up. I said, "Twan, I got to add this to the song." I was like, God just gave this to me in a dream, and it went from there. But Dwanique, we have actual written testimonies of people who felt like depression leave them while they listened to it. Witnessing. We eventually want to package it and send it to like mental health clinics and just tell them, even if they want to play the instrumental, because I just believe in it that much. Like, I've seen it heal people.
No, seriously, because I don't know if I could say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because Jesus is gonna protect me.
Come on,
But
come on.
I told you I'm a teacher, and
Mhm.
I've been playing this album for like it's like since it dropped.
Yeah,
And I have a class that has quite a few special needs kids,
yeah.
and usually they're like pretty chaotic. Well, no, like when your music is playing, they be chilling out. I'm not even like I cannot make this up. They be chilled. Like some of the songs they be like, wiggling stuff, but they not acting out. They not trying to cuss nobody out. They not trying to come steal pencils off my desk to stab somebody. Like so
Wow.
your music, like the world needs your music, the world needs your gift, and the people who are surrounding you, God is using you to help elevate them too, and speaking through them too, through you. Does that make sense?
Oh no,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, like your gift is needed. You're dope. The people around you are dope. Y'all just all dope.
I really appreciate that. My mom is a special need. Well, she retired, but she was
Hmm.
a special needs teacher for 38 years, maybe it's
Yeah.
one, maybe 40 years or something like that. So
I think you told me that.
yeah,
I think we were telling you my boyfriend is a special needs teacher, and I
yes.
did mention that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
see, you see how everything come back around in life.
that's amazing.
Everything. See, look at God. God be doing it.
That just made my day. It really did make my day.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you, Lord. So, what do you think was your favorite memory, or do you have a favorite memory with your mom and dad hearing any of your music, like any music that you wrote or sang to them?
so I have two. I have
Okay.
two. One of them is actually because of this album. So because of this live album, my both my parents were there. They were at the recording.
So,
And every now and then when I listen with headphones, I can hear my dad singing upstairs
oh,
because I know his voice. So, because my father was probably one of the best things I ever heard, and his voice was real distinctive, and it carried because he was an opera singer too. And there are times in this album, I can hear my dad singing, and I can hear my mom saying like "Hallelujah," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I
I'm about
hear
to
both of them.
cry. That is rich.
And so that's a huge memory. But then there's another one. My dad, he we do this play down here called the Black Nativity. So everybody does the Black Nativity, but we do it down here in Savannah. We've done it for about 10 years now. He
Hmm.
was the musical director of it, and he the play allows you to add music, so he's added his own music to it.
Hmm.
And for his birthday is September 4th. About maybe about 5 years ago, I surprised him and wrote a song for the play that became like the hit of the play down here. It's called Come Meet the Lord. And I played it for him on keys, and he started boohoo crying. And that's probably, out of all these years, that's probably my favorite memory with him musically because he was a musical genius.
Yeah.
So to see him and he put it into play immediately. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. And so it was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. Wow. And I know what that's like that because I like I told you I lost the baby last year.
Yeah,
And I like this is the day I found out the baby died. And
yeah.
then on the 5th I had to go in and have a DNC surgery. And so when we got back home from the surgery, I like sat on the yoga ball and I was just looking at my boyfriend and I was like, I'm depressed. Like it
Yeah.
came out like a word vomit, right? And then like he looked at me and then instantly God started singing in my ear and it wouldn't go away. And it was on loop, right? And it was like, nothing is wrong with you. You are just fine. Nothing is wrong with you. I've got you. You are mine.
Wow. Jesus.
Depression thought it won this time, but I had you in mind. So just know nothing is wrong with you. I've got you. You are mine. I've got you. You are mine. Woo.
Thank you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Mm.
Nothing is wrong. I've got you, you're mine.
Jesus.
Nothing is wrong. My darling, you're mine. And so like it kept going on loop and loop to loop to where it got annoying, honestly. I'm gonna be real. But it was like the most prettiest thing I ever heard in my life. But it was annoying because I wanted to stay in that moment of depression, like allow me to be sad. You know what I mean? You ever have that moment? And so I
Yes.
remember sending I scratched it out just to get it out of my head. Like I scratched it out, literally just my voice and guitar. And I sent it to my dad. And my dad FaceTimed me and was crying. And he told me, these are the exact words, word for word, what God spoke to me while I was going through.
Jesus.
And so to hear you say that your dad, this grown man, like broke down crying and immediately, like, you know, was with you with it, I kind of shared it with my dad too. And so I think that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That song is beautiful.
Yeah. Shout out to God because I didn't write it. He sang it in my
People don't get that, Dwanique. I'll be like, I didn't write that. I didn't write that.
I did it. Because I told you I was annoyed by it. I wanted to stay in that moment of sadness. I wanted to be depressed. I didn't want nobody to talk to me. Like I had so much anger built in. So yeah, people don't see that side of the artistry. They just see the project and then they're like, woo, you did that. And they're like, you don't know what I had to go through to get that.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play one more game with you if that's okay. And then
let's do it.
Because I know you probably ready to go to bed. You just got off the plane.
I'm up.
I got my handy dandy cellular device right here. And I sent you a video.
Okay.
That I would like you to open up and watch. And what you're gonna do after you watch it, we all know in church, this game is called That's All Right.
Okay.
So when people sound good, we be like, that's all right. You know, when they sound good. And then sometimes when they sound bad, sometimes people say when they sound good, but for this game, I'll take your time, baby, is if they don't sound too good. So, take your time, boy.
Take your time.
All right. So you're going to watch the video. I only sent you one today, but you're going to watch the video and you're going to tell us that's all right, or you're going to be like, take your time. So that's all right, or take your time.
Okay. I got it. Let me see.
And thank you again for doing this. I'm so excited.
This is going to be so good. It's pulling up now.
Praise Jesus.
I should have had it already, but because I didn't want to accidentally listen to it. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm settled. I'm confident. I'm sure.
That's all right now. Come
on.
Every word.
Who are they?
I don't know. I see them today.
That's all right.
That's all right. So if anybody watching this and y'all know these people, y'all let us know. Cause yeah. Whoa. They seem like the way they blend is crazy. It seems like they like family, don't it?
They have to be, or best friends.
Something.
They need to be hired.
Who is your best friend? Can your best friend sing?
My best friend, he would probably tell you he can sing. His name is Christopher Wright. He would probably tell you he can sing, but he can hold a tune. He was in the youth choir.
Have you told him? Have you been like, nah, friend?
Oh, plenty of times. No.
You a good friend.
No.
I got a good friend. They be like, DW, you just not normal. I'd be like, nah, baby, you can't sing. Don't go to American Idol.
Because I need you to do what God called you to do. I ain't gonna let you be on another road. I ain't gonna let you waste years. Nope.
You might be a greeter.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might be the one to take care of the finances, but baby, that's not your gift.
That's your gift.
Thank you again so much for doing this. I do actually have one more question.
Cool.
Who right now is your favorite gospel artist? And who would you want to collab with?
So that's
I guess that's two.
right now. Right now, my favorite artist, and this is one of my bros, Jeffrey Golden, and he's been my favorite
Oh,
artist for a minute, but I know he's releasing new. Actually, he just came out with a single yesterday with Miranda Curtis on there.
come
But
on now.
we actually just did a concert last year, and just to sit and watch him and see how he's grown, I've been like, this man is amazing. I haven't seen anybody use the word like him. So I love people who ad lib with the word of God. So
Hmm.
him, I'm mad that I can't think of her name. She got signed by My Block. Um,
My Block, that's Warren Campbell, right?
yes. If she got signed right before the Walls Group got signed. Oh, I'm mad that I forgot her name because she's one of my favorites. She did Ty Tribbett, come out of hiding, you're safe here
Safe
with
here with me. That song is clean. I don't know
yes.
who. I really don't know who that is singing that on there. I ain't gonna lie to
I'm
you.
so mad because I know this. I hope she don't see this because she's one of my favorites. I be like, I'm an introvert, but
Yeah.
like I will inbox them just be like, you're amazing and just leave.
Really?
Yes, it's
People think I'm
bad.
weird. I do that too, and I'll be like, I don't want people to think I'm flirting with them or anything, but because I'm like a super like bubbly, nice person, and I'm
Yes,
come off flirtatious, but they really dope. So let me. And then sometimes I get scared and I just never press in.
I get that. I get that. I've only really fanned out with two people, and that was Fred Hammond, and that was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
What did you do?
Fred Hammond came to Savannah, and I love old school because they don't just wait. Like he came and greeted the line,
Uh-huh.
and I was just so. I don't know what happened. And he was like, he's speaking to everybody. He gets me. He's like, "Hello, young man." I did not speak. I was like, and he was like, "Oh, okay," and kind of walked away. I had no words. I was like, "This is the Fred Hammond." I literally gave him the wink and the gun.
No, you did it.
And I was like, after he walked away, I was like, what are you doing? I looked at my hands like, what is that?
Bro, I wonder if he remember that though. Like, I wonder if like when you meet him again, like if he's gonna be like, I remember you. I thought you were weird.
I hope he doesn't.
I'm just kidding. He might not say that. I don't know.
I was
He
so
came, he
embarrassed.
came out here my freshman year of college for Gospel Fest. And I was so mad because you ever have secondhand embarrassment. So he was like trying to get the audience to sing with him. And we all young. Half of them act like they didn't know the song. So I was mad. I was like, this is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. It's Fred Hammond.
It's Fred Hammond, dog. And then like he just at that point he just started saying the words and was just kind of, you could tell he was trying to get through it. Like he was tired of us.
Wow. Oh, now the people I want to work with right now, Red Hand Band.
Bro, I think I just followed them or what? Not followed them. Added a track
Yes.
on them from TikTok.
Yes. Red Hands Band, hands down, geniuses. They're really
Where they from? They live out there.
they're not from Savannah. They're not in Georgia. They're I think you know what? They might be Philly. I have to
Mm,
check. But just the vibe, it's like good down home, like cooking outside music. Like it's so
mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
They actually were featured in Ty's last album. What's the song where he slowed down? He slowed down the stuff at the end with the trumpets. They were on Ty's last album.
Ty Tribbett.
Yeah. It might be like the first song on there. What's the song that he went to radio with?
Let me
Yeah, I'm
ain't
like
it,
that.
it's the name of the album, ain't it?
Is it? Is it?
Uh Let me see.
I love how we both look at it.
Child, cause all things new.
So not that one. It's the one.
That anyhow reprise is crazy. Okay, we'll get to it.
It slows down in the beginning. It's like it's either one or two.
Get up.
Yep. That's Red Hand Band.
But why he didn't put their name on there?
I believe it's in and he says it in the song if you listen closely, and I believe it's on the iTunes. I believe it's on the iTunes like credits. Lena Bird Miles, that's her name. I was not
Oh,
here
hey,
without saying
she
her name.
cold. She was just out here.
Really?
I was so embarrassed. Let me tell you what happened. So I was like so sick that day. Like I kept having asthma because I opened up for her. I kept having asthma attacks like the whole day.
Wait. You opened up for Lena Bird Miles?
Yes. Hey, and she's so beautiful too. Like she came out, had her afro and everything. She bombed.
I'd be too afraid.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. She's just a person. But I didn't get to see. It was embarrassing. So I was so sick, bro. Like I was having asthma attacks the whole day. And then it comes time for me to sing. And I literally I'm playing the guitar. I started off slow and I did Jesus, you love me too much. Whatever that's Excess Love. I did that song.
Yes.
It's kind of cool. And then I go to my own song and I'm out of breath. And you know, Exposed takes a lot of wind. I start having asthma attack in the middle of the song. I was sounding like poo cheese. I ended up leaving. Like after I sang, I had to leave. I literally had to go home and get a breathing treatment. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I know how crazy that is because my mom has asthma. So I know how crazy that is.
I was like, this lady probably sitting here like, this little girl cannot sing. Why did they get her to open for me?
I probably do the same thing. I get, here's the thing. I've met her. I've been around her like twice. I go the other way. I'm not ready to meet her yet. Because I'm like,
she's cold.
She's amazing.
And she's sweet. She seemed really, really sweet.
She is. So, like I said, so I've been following her, like, even back when her and her sister sang, like, I've been a fan. And so, like, even before people knew about her, like, I'd be like, your music is amazing. So, like, she knows who I am because she'll be like, oh, that's my Gary. Because she knows how shy I think she knows how shy I really am.
Oh,
like, you're amazing. She'd be like, thank you, my Gary. And then one time, it was something I did for YLC, and she commented. I said, my day is done. Don't speak to me. I'm brand new.
You know who her spirit remind me of?
Who?
Tabitha Brown.
Yes.
Like she's so sweet. Like I ain't never met her before, but I just know if I would feel comfortable to say, hey Amy, can you make me some bacon? Because she make that carrot bacon.
And have you crying while she making it.
You trying to talk to oh sweet. And I'll be like, that's too much. Well, that's my business.
That's my business.
That's my business.
That's my business. Oh wow. Lena Birdmouth. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll work with them.
I received that.
I believe it. I
wouldn't know what to do in the studio with her. I'd be like, can I just talk like Kirk and you sing?
No. Because you're like I told you, your gift is for your gift to literally slow everything. Like picture a movie and you see people just acting. Picture the chairs. And you know people was acting crazy with them chairs. Just that's what my special needs kids are. I'm not even trying to be dramatic or funny. But just picture something like that, and then they hear your voice, and everybody's just like chilling. I'm serious.
That's amazing.
Yeah, your gift needed. But again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this. You didn't have to, and I appreciate you. I know I keep saying one more question. This series, the last one, then I'm gonna let you go.
Sure.
But if the opportunity presented itself, and would you move to a different state?
Nope.
You wouldn't? You staying in Atlanta?
I'm in Savannah. Savannah. Yeah. I wouldn't even move to Atlanta.
You would not move to Atlanta. Have you ever lived there or have you been in Savannah your whole life?
Savannah my whole life.
Why you don't want to move? Because you could just travel?
I already travel. Savannah is at least 3 hours away from major cities. Like I can get to Atlanta, Charlotte, Jacksonville, any major airport, I can get there. But Savannah is the perfect blend of slow and fast to me. Like we're progressing, but it's still like traditional. Savannah is probably the toughest town when it comes to music because everybody can sing. Like when I tell you the man on the street can probably out-sing half of us. So, you know, I've seen like real artists come here and they like boo them or just be like, so
no way.
I tell people I learned how to sing in Savannah. So Savannah keeps you humble. And so I think I just love it. I love it. I've had some offers to move some places. There's only one other place I moved, and that's maybe when I retire. That's Canada, because I love Canada. But other than that, I'm staying in Savannah.
What you like about Canada?
Tax, medical tax free. Yeah.
Okay, so if you move to Canada, let's say you got cancer and you move to Canada, they'll just treat you.
Well, Not right. I mean, you would have to get citizenship. But everybody's treated. Everybody's treated. Like Canada is that place. Canada is that place. I love the style of it. I love the people. They're so kind up there. Here's the thing, I've never been there, but I studied it. Like I've
I'm
done
thinking you done
projects
been
on.
over there. You just really talk. I'm about to say, you said you've been in 2 countries, and that wasn't one of them.
That's how much Dwanique, I love
You don't
Canada.
even know if you love it. You stop it.
I'm going
You
this
like
year. I
the
told my
idea.
team, I'm going this year. I'm going this year.
You like the idea. You ever hear one of them sermons where you talking about you like what Susie got over there. You like Susie hair. You think Susie wake up happy, and you go through Susie's situation. You might get to Canada and be like, "No, I hate it."
I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it. I done did projects on it since like middle school. I love Canada.
Oh, during career week or not career week. What's it called? When they have you pick a country and you got to
Yeah,
pick food. What if you hate the food?
I won't hate it. I love
You
food. I
What they
love
don't got
food.
Tony seasoning there?
Now, here's the crazy thing about me. This is how I knew I was called to worldwide ministry, because anywhere I go, I love the food.
For real?
Yeah, that and I actually learned from a worldwide ministry like Prophet. They said
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the signs. If you can handle people and if you like the food, if you don't like those two, you're not called to international ministry.
Oh, my favorite international food is Thai food.
It's amazing.
Is that one of your favorites too?
Yes, it's amazing. It's spicy, but it's just the right amount of spice before it's too
Oh,
spicy.
you get that jungle curry.
Yeah.
Me too. We're basic.
I love Thai food though. I love the spicy.
What about pho? You like pho?
Sort of, kind of. There's a Thai place here that makes it right. So here's the other thing, Dwanique. The bad thing is because I went to Asia, I
Mm.
know what real Asian food tastes like. And so when I got back, I was like, this is not real. This is not
See,
real Asian food.
might not need to go because I told my boyfriend I want to go to Japan for our honeymoon. We might get there and come back. I'm be mad.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, what we've been eating our whole life is not real. This is not real Japanese food. This is not
Dang.
it.
Okay, then. Well, I guess I'm gonna let you go now. Get you some food and get you a nap in.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. You told me to bring my favorite mug.
Hey,
I'm
no wonder you make good music. They have the best music, don't they?
best.
Bro, okay, let me tell you. Because, see, this interview is supposed to have been over. But I love it. Like, I didn't, okay, my boyfriend gonna get me. I used to be like, no, gross, not watching it. Ew, stop it, turn it off.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
And then he started, one day he like tried to change. I was like, no, what you doing? Keep that on right there. Naruto has, yeah, that's that stuff.
Best
If you
music.
watch my music video, I'm wearing a Naruto jumpsuit.
Oh, come on here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I did notice that.
Yeah. It was green and I had like the poofy hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I did, because I was like, wait a minute. So you're a huge who's your favorite character?
Naruto. Oh, no. Probably Sasuke. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Sasuke. But okay, so fun fact: the only other person who knows this is Kaylin, which is my boyfriend, and exposed that part where it's like I was like, this is inspired by anime because it sounds like running music, like they're running to go fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So when I was in studio, I'm kind of weird. So like I see colors and shapes whenever like I make music and stuff. And I was trying to tell the producer, I'm like, it needs to look like this. And he was like, what does that mean? I said, just do this. And he was like, you're weird. No one understands you. And then they played it. And I was like, I told you, like, you watch anime, you'll get it.
I definitely get you. Because they be running with them hands behind them back. And
yeah. You be seeing the little lines of the wind.
Yes. Oh, that's good. I got to go listen to it again just so I can decipher it.
Yeah, when you do, let me know. Like, text me and let me know. But for sure, next time you come out here, we'll have to get you some Thai food and watch anime or do something. We'll have to invite you over.
That's going to be good. And I'm praying for you today. Thank you so much for having me on. This was an honor.
Thank you for coming.
This is one of my favorite interviews. Like, no lie, no lie, no lie. When my team sees this, they're gonna be like, she did a good job. I'm gonna be like, she did, y'all. She did do a good job.
Next time y'all have something, call me the host.
All right now.
I'm being for real. I can host, I can open the door. Whatever y'all need me to do. I can sing the oohs and the ahs. I'm not like Jennifer on Dreamgirls.
Wow. This is amazing.
I heard God sing this to me. I will not be overtaken. I will not be overwhelmed. You always go before me. You're strong enough where I am weak, and I will not be overtaken. I will not be overwhelmed. You always go before me. You're strong enough where I am weak, and